discriminating. As, judicious, discerning, having good judgment or insight. Disingenuous, not candid, crafty. Disinterested, unprejudiced, objective. Disjointed, lacking order or coherence, dislocated. Dismiss, put away from consideration, reject. Disparage, to belittle. Disparate, dissimilar. Dispassionate, as, unbiased, not having a selfish or personal motivation, calm, lacking emotion. Dispatch, N.V. speed, promptness, send off or deal with, in a speedy way. Disperse, V. scatter, spread widely, cause to vanish. Disposition, N. a person's general or natural mood, tendency. Disquieting, as, disturbing, causing anxiety. Dissemble, to pretend, disguise one's motives. Disseminate, to spread, scatter, disperse. Dissent, V. N. disagree or take an opposing view, esp. in relation to a formal body such as a government, political party, or church, such a view. Dissident, person who disagrees about beliefs. Dissolution, disintegration, debauchery. Dissonance, discord, lack of harmony. Distaff, female branch of the family. Distend, to expand, swell out. Distill, extract the essential elements. Distract, inattentive, preoccupied. Dither, to move or act confusedly or without purpose. Diurnal, daily. Diverge, to vary, go in different directions from the same point. Divest, to strip, deprive, rid. Divine, V. discover through divination or supernatural means, perceive by insight. Divulge, to make known something that is secret. Doctrinaire, dogmatic, unyielding. Document, to provide with written evidence to support. Doff, V. take off, such as close, put aside, remove one's hat as a gesture. Doggerel, poor verse. Dogma, N. a system of principles laid down by an authority, established belief. Dogmatic, stating opinions without proof. Dolor, sadness. Dormant, inactive. Doughty, courageous. Dovetail, V. join or fit together. Droll, amusing in wry, subtle way. Dross, waste, worthless matter. Dubious, as, doubtful, questionable, suspect. Dupe, to deceive, trick. Duplicity, N. deceit, double dealing, acting in two different ways for the purpose of deception. Dyspeptic, suffering from indigestion, gloomy and irritable. For example, error. For example, such as ebullient, exhilarated, overly enthusiastic. Eccentric, as, peculiar, odd, deviating from the norm, in a whimsical way. Echelon, N. a level, rank or grade, the people at that level. Eclectic, selecting from various sources. Eclipse, N. V. the obscuring of one thing by another, such as the sun, by the moon, or a person, by a more famous or talented person. Noun, to obscure, darken, make less important. Verb, edify. V. uplift, enlighten, instruct or improve in a spiritual or moral way. Effervescence, state of high spirits or liveliness, process of bubbling as gas escapes. Effete, depleted of vitality, over-effined, decadent. Efficacy, effectiveness, efficiency. Effigy, N. representation or image of a person, esp. a crude facsimile used to mock a hated person. Effluvia, outpouring of gases or vapors. Effrontery, shameless boldness, presumptuousness. Effulgent, brilliantly shining. Egalitarian, as, related to the belief in the equality of all people, esp. in political, economic, or social spheres. Egoism, the tendency to see things in relation to oneself, self-centeredness. Egotistical, excessively self-centered, conceited. Egregious, contemptuously bad. Egress, V. N. an exit or the action of exiting. Elated, as, very happy, in high spirits. Elegy, poem or song expressing lamentation. Elevate, Raise, lift up, lift the spirits of, move up to a higher rank or status or raise up, to a higher spiritual or intellectual plane. Illicit. To provoke, draw out. Elixir. A substance, believed to have the power to cure ills. Eloquent. Ash, marked by forceful, fluid, apt speech, expressive, emotionally moving. Elision. Delightful, blissful. Emaciate. Make abnormally thin, cause to physically waste away. Emaciated. Thin and wasted. Embellish. To adorn, enhance. Emend. To correct the text. Eminent. Prominent, distinguished, of high rank. Emollient. Soothing, mollifying. Empirical. Derived from observation or experiment. Emulate. To imitate, copy. Encomium. A formal expression of praise. Endemic. Inherent, belonging to an area. Enervate. To weaken. Engender. To cause, produce. Enhance. To increase, improve. Enigma. An, puzzle, mystery, riddle, mysterious or contradictory person. Ennui. Boredom, lack of interest and energy. Entitlement. And having the right to certain privileges, believing, sometimes without cause, that one deserves or has a right to certain privileges. Entomology. The scientific study of insects. Enumerate. Count or list, specify one by one. Enunciate. To pronounce clearly. Ephemeral. Short-lived, fleeting. Epicure. Person with refined taste in food and wine. Epistemology. Branch of philosophy that examines the nature of knowledge. Epitome. Representative of an entire group. Summary. Equable. Steady, unvarying, serene. Equanimity. Composure, calmness. Equitable. Fair, equal, just. Equivocate. Intentionally use vague language. Errant. Mistaken, straying from the proper course. Erratic. Inconsistent, wandering, having no fixed course. Erroneous. Mistaken, in error, improper, morally incorrect. Ersatz. Fake. Erstwhile. Former, previous, in the past, formerly, adv. Erudite. Learned, scholarly. Issue. To abstain from, avoid. Esoteric. Hard to understand, known only to a few. Essay. To make an attempt, subject to a test. Estimable. Admirable, possible to estimate. Ethnocentric. Based on the attitude that one's group is superior. Ethos. And the character, personality, or moral value specific to a person, group, time period, etc. Etiology. Causes or origins. Etymology. Origin and history of a word. Eugenics. Study of factors that influence the hereditary qualities of the human race and ways to improve those qualities. Eulogy. High praise to a deaf person. Euphemism. Use of agreeable or inoffensive language in place of offensive language. Euphony. An pleasing or sweet sound, especially as formed by a harmonious use of words. Euphoria. Feeling of extreme happiness. Euthanasia. Mercy killing. Evince. To show plainly, be an indication of. Evocative. Tending to call to mind or produce a reaction. Exacerbate. To aggravate, make worse. Exact. To force the payment of, demand and obtain by authority. Exacting. Very severe in making demands, requiring precise attention. Exculpate. To clear of blame, vindicate. Execrable. Detestable, abhorrent. Exhaustive. Comprehensive, thorough, exhausting a topic or subject, accounting for all possibilities, draining, tending to exhaust. Exhort. To urge by strong appeals. Exigency. Crisis, urgent requirements. Exigent. Requiring immediate attention, action, or aid, excessively demanding. Existential. Having to do with existence. Exonerate. Clear from blame or accusation, free from a responsibility. Exorcise. To expel evil spirits, free from bad influences. Expatiate. To speak or write at length. Expatriate. To send into exile. Expedient. As suitable, proper, effective, often at the expense of ethics or other considerations. Expiate. To atone for. Explicate. To explain, interpret, clarify. Explicit. As direct, clear, fully revealed, clearly depicting sex or nudity. Exponent. An person who expounds or explains, champion, advocate, or representative. Expository. Explanatory. Expunge. To erase, eliminate completely. Expurgate. To censor. Extant. In existence, not lost. Extemporaneous. Unrehearsed. Extirpate. To root up, to destroy. Extol. To praise. Extraneous. Not essential. Extrapolate. To estimate. Extrapolation. The act of estimation, by projecting known information. Extrinsic. Not inherent of essential. Facetious. Humorous. Facilitate. To make less difficult. Faction. An group or clique within a larger organization, party strife and dissension. Factotum. A person who does all sorts of work, a handyman. Fallacious. Based on a false idea or fact, misleading. Fallow. Plowed but not sowed, uncultivated. Fanatical. As excessively devoted, enthusiastic, or zealous in an uncritical way. Fanciful. As whimsical, capricious, imaginary, freely imaginative rather than based on reason or reality. Fastidious. As excessively particular, difficult to please, painstaking, meticulous, requiring excessive attention to detail. Fathom. Measure the depth of, usually of water, as with a sounding line, penetrate and discover the meaning of, understand. Fatuous. Foolishly self-satisfied. Fauna. Animals of a period or region. Fawn. Show affection or try to please in the manner of a dog, try to win favor through flattery and submissive behavior. Fawning. Seeking flavor by flattering. Fealty. Intensely loyal. Feasible. As possible, logical or likely, suitable. Fecund. Fertile, fruitful, productive. Felicitous. Suitable expressed, we chose, appropriate. Feral. Existing in a wild or untamed state. Fervid. As very hot, heated in passion or enthusiasm. Fervor. Warmth and intensity of emotion. Fetid. Having a bad smell. Fetter. To bind, confine. Fey. Doomed. Fiat. Arbitrary order, authorization. Fidelity. Loyalty, exact correspondence. Figurative. As metaphorical, based on figures of speech, containing many figures of speech, as fancy-sounding writing, related to portraying human or animal figures. Filch. To steal. Filial. Appropriate for a child. Filibuster. Use of obstructive tactics in a legislature to block passage of a law. Finesse. To handle with a deceptive or evasive strategy, refined in performance. Fissure. Crevice. Flaccid. Limp, flabby, weak. Flag. To droop, grow weak. Fledging. Beginner, novice. Fledgling. Inexperienced. Fleeting. As, passing quickly, transitory. Flora. Plants of a region or era. Florid. Ruddy, reddish, flowery. Flourish. An embellishment or ornamentation. Flout. To treat scornfully. Fluke. An stroke of luck, something accidentally successful. Flux. Flowing, a continuous moving. Foliate. To grow, sprout leaves. Foment. To incite, arouse. Forage. Wander in search of, rummage, hunt, make a raid. Forbearance. Patience. Ford. Place where a river or similar body of water is shallow enough to walk or ride a vehicle across. Noun. To cross at such a place. Verb. Foreshadow. Indicate or suggest beforehand. Presage. Forestall. To prevent, delay. Forfeit. Surrender or lose as a result of an error, crime, or failure to fulfill an obligation. Formidable. Menacing, threatening. forswear, renounce, repudiate. Fortify. V. Strengthen, invigorate, encourage. Fortuitous. As, happening by chance, lucky. Founder. To sink, fail, collapse. Fracas. A loud quarrel, brawl. Fractious. Quarrelsome, unruly, rebellious. Frenetic. Wildly frantic, frenzied, hectic. Fresco. A painting, done on plaster. Frieze. Ornamental hand on a wall. Fringe. An edge on the margin, periphery, edge, the people in a group who hold the most extreme views, noun. Froward. Stubbornly contrary, obstinately disobedient. Frugal. Edge, economically, thrifty, not wasteful with money, inexpensive. Frugality. Thrift. Fulminate. To attack loudly, denounce. Fulsome. So excessive as to be disgusting. Furtive. Secret, stealthy. Fusion. Union, synthesis. Futile. Ineffective, useless, fruitless. Gainsay. To deny, dispute, oppose. Gamble. To frolic, leap playfully. Garner. V. Gather and store, amass, collect. Garrulous. Very talkative, wordy. Gauche. Coarse and uncouth, clumsy. Gawky. As, physically awkward, esque. Of a tall, skinny person, often used to describe teenagers. Geniality. Cheerfulness, kindliness, sociability. German. As, relevant and appropriate, on topic. Germinate. To begin to grow, as a seed or idea. Gerrymander. To divide an area into voting districts, in a way that favors a political party. Gestation. And pregnancy, the period from conception until birth of an animal or, metaphorically, of an idea or plan. Jibe. To make taunting remarks. Gist. An main idea, essence. Glacial. As, pertaining to glaciers, cold, icy, slow, unsympathetic. Glib. Fluent in an insincere way, offhand. Glower. V. Stare in an angry, sullen way. Gnostic. Having to do with knowledge. Goad. To prod, urge on. Goosebumps. And the bumps, created by hair standing up on the skin in response to cold, fear, etc. Gossamer. Sheer, light and delicate, like cobwebs. Gouge. To tear out, scoop out, overcharge. Gradation. And a progression, a process taking place gradually in stages, one of these stages. Graft. Insert part of a plant into another plant, where it continues to grow. Join living tissue, such as skin, to part of the body, where it will continue to live and grow. Attach as if by grafting. Verb. The part so grafted, as in a graft of skin, the act of acquiring money or other benefits, through legal means. Esp. By using one's power. Noun. Grandiloquence. Pompous talk, fancy but meaningless language. Grandiloquent. Pompous, bombastic. Grandstand. V. Perform showily in an attempt to impress onlookers. Grating. As, irritating, harsh or discordant, of a noise, scraping. Gratuitous. Free, voluntary, unnecessary and unjustified. Gregarious. Outgoing, sociable. Grievous. As, causing grief or suffering, very serious, grave, flagrant, outrageous. Grouse. To complain. Grovel. V. Creep or crawl with one's face to the ground, prostrate oneself as a token of subservience, degrade or abase oneself. Guile. An, clever deceit, cunning, craftiness. Guileless. Free of cunning or deceit, artless. Guise. Outward appearance, false appearance. Gullible. Easily deceived. Gustatory. Affecting the sense of taste. Hackneyed. Worn out by overuse. Halcyon. Common, peaceful, happy, golden, prosperous. Hallmark. An, a mark indicating quality, purity, genuineness, etc. Any distinguishing characteristic. Hallowed. Holy, sacred. Hand-wringing. An, grasping, squeezing, etc. of the hands as an expression of nervousness, guilt, etc. Extend debate over what to do about an issue. Hapless. As, unlucky, unfortunate. harangue, long, pompous speech, tirade. Hardy, as, bold, brave, capable of enduring hardship, fatigue, cold, etc. Harrow. And the farming tool that breaks up soil, noun, painfully disturb or distress, verb. Harrowing, extremely distressing, terrifying. Haven, as, harbor or port, refuge, safe place. Hearken, the, listen, pay attention to. Hedge, the, avoid commitment by leaving provisions for withdrawal or changing one's mind. Protect a vet by also vetting on the other side. Hedonist, an person devoted to pleasure. Hegemony, leadership, domination, usually by a country. Herbivorous, an animal that feeds mainly on plants. Heretical, opposed to an established religious orthodoxy. Hermetic, tightly sealed, magical. Heterodox, not widely accepted. Heterogeneous, as, different in type, incongruous, composed of different types of elements. Hue, the, strike, chop, or hack, as with an axe, sword, etc. Make or shape something, such as a statue, with a cutting tool. Hierarchy, and a ranked series, a classification of people according to rank, ability, etc. A ruling body. Hieroglyphics, a system of writing in which pictorial symbols represent meanings or sounds, writing or symbols that are difficult to decipher. Hirsute, covered with hair. Histrionic, relating to exaggerated emotional behavior, calculated for effect, theatrical acts or performances. Hoary, very old, whitish or gray from age. Hodgepodge, an mixture of different kinds of things, jumble. Homage, an honor or respect demonstrated publicly. Homostasis, automatic maintenance by an organism in balance with itself. Homily, sermon, tedious moralizing lecture. Homogeneous, composed of identical parts, uniform in composition. Homogeneous, of the same kind. Hoodwink, the, trick, deceive. Hotly, as, in an intense, fury, or heated way. Husband, to farm, manage carefully and thrifty. Hyperbole, purposeful exaggeration for effect. Iconoclast, attacking cherished traditions. Iconoclastic, attacking cherished traditions. Idiosyncrasy, peculiarity of temperament, eccentricity. Idolatry, idol worship, blind or excessive devotion. Idyllic, as, presenting a positive, peaceful view of rural life as poetry or prose, pleasant in a natural, simple way. Igneous, reduced by fire, volcanic. Ignoble, as, not noble, having mean, base, low motives, low quality. Ignominious, disgraceful and dishonorable. Ilk, type of kind. Illiberality, and narrow-mindedness, bigotry, strictness or lack of generosity. Illusory, unreal, deceptive. Imbroglio, complicated situation, an entanglement. Imbue, to infuse, dye, wet, moisten. Imminent, as, ready to occur, impending. Immutable, unchangeable. Impair, to damage, injure. Impartial, as, unbiased, fair. Impasse, an position or road from which there is no escape, deadlock. Impassive, showing no emotion. Impecunious, poor, having no money. Impede, to hinder, block. Imperious, arrogantly self-assured, domineering, overbearing. Impermeable, impossible to permeate. Imperturbable, not easily disturbed. Impervious, incapable of being affected, impossible to penetrate. Impetuous, as, passionately impulsive, marked by sudden, hasty emotion, forceful, violent. Impinge, to strike, encroach. Impious, as, not religious, lacking reverence, ungodly. Implacable, inflexible, incapable of being pleased or calmed down. Implausible, unlikely, unbelievable. Implication, an act of implying or that which is implied, close connection, esp. In an incriminating way. Implicit, implied, understood but not stated. Implode, collapse inward violently. Impolitic, unwise, imprecation, curse, damnation, impromptu, spontaneous, without rehearsal, impugn, to call into question, attack verbally, impute, to attribute the fault to, relate to a particular cause or source, inadvertently, carelessly, unintentionally, inadvertent, as, unintentional, characterized by a lack of attention, careless, inasmuch as, in like manner, considering that, contradiction of, inasmuch, generally followed by, as, incarnating, as, and, blood red or flesh colored, incarnate, having bodily form, incendiary, combustible, flammable, burning easily, incentive, and something that encourages greater action or effort, such as a reward, inchoate, imperfectly formed or formulated, incipient, as, just beginning, in a very early stage, incongruity, state of not fitting, incongruous, as, out of place, inappropriate, not harmonious, inconsequential, insignificant, unimportant, inconstancy, and fickleness, unreliability, the state of changing without good reason, incorporate, introduce something into another thing already in existence, inculcate, to teach, impress in the mind, inculpate, to blame, charge with a crime, incursion, sudden invasion, indefatigable, never tired, indeterminate, uncertain, indefinite, indifferent, as, not caring, having no interest, unbiased, impartial, indigence, poverty, indigent, very poor, indolent, habitually lazy, idle, indubitable, unquestionable, ineluctable, not to be avoided or escaped, inevitable, inert, unable to move, sluggish, inexorable, as, relentless, unyielding, not moved by pleading, infallible, incapable of making a mistake, inform, inspire, animate, give substance, essence, or context to, be the characteristic quality of, ingenious, original, clever, inventive, ingenuous, naive and trusting, young, unsophisticated, ingrained, as, deep-rooted, forming part of the very essence, worked into the fiber, ingrate, an ungrateful person, ingratiate, to bring oneself purposely into another's good graces, ingress, entrance, inherent, firmly established by nature or habit, inimical, as, hostile, adverse, harmful, iniquity, and injustice, wickedness, sin, innocuous, harmless, innuendo, indirect and subtle criticism, insinuation, inordinate, as, excessive, not within proper limits, unrestrained, inquest, and legal or judicial inquiry, especially before a jury and especially made by a coroner into the cause of someone's death, the results of such an inquiry, insensible, unconscious, unresponsive, insidious, sly, treacherous, devious, insinuate, to suggest, say indirectly, imply, insipid, lacking in flavor, dull, insouciant, indifferent, lacking concern or care, insular, as, pertaining to an island, detached, standing alone, narrow-minded, provincial, insularity, narrow-mindedness, isolation, insuperable, insurmountable, unconquerable, insurrection, and rebellion or revolt against a government or similarly established authority, intangible, not material, intelligible, as, able to understood, clear, bury a dead body or place in a tomb, interdict, to forbid, prohibit, interlocutor, someone taking part in a dialogue, interloper, trespasser, meddler in others' affairs, internecine, deadly to both sides, interplay, an interaction, reciprocal relationship or influence, interpolate, to insert, change by adding new words or material, interregnum, interval between rings, gap in continuity, interstice, a space between things, intimate, marked by close acquaintance, intimation, clue, suggestion, intractable, not easily managed.